I probably could be Steve Jobs.
Yeah, and like I had the idea of book face before Mark Zuckerberg even thought about it.
You said book face?
Yeah, I did.
Welcome to the BBT podcast. I'm Becca.
And I'm Quilly.
We're friends that are just trying to be better together.
Join us to hear about what it's like to be in between Gen Z and millennial identities.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Hello everyone, welcome back to the BBT pod. I'm Becca.
I'm Quilly.
And in this podcast, Quilly and I are becoming better together because we are better together. 2 is better than 1.
Yeah.
By sharing new things about each other and different things about our interests. So today we're learning more about each other's pet peeves. We are becoming better together by learning about
what
our
we hate.
Pet peeves. Things we hate.
We hate on things together.
We do. So we developed this concept called the chopsticks.
Chopsticks. Why? Because we're Asian, obviously.
Exactly. So it sounds like chopsticks, but it also sounds like top 6. So these are going to be our top 6 pet peeves. Ever. Of all time.
Well, up until this point in our lives, because we haven't met,
Yeah, we only know up to this point. So obviously we can't predict our future pet peeves. So.
Yeah. So we wanted to be like cool variety shows, and we made a board.
Yeah. Quilly, show us your board.
All right. So for those of you listening, I am so sorry. Please tune in on YouTube. But here's my board. Ta-da!
Wow.
Ta-da! Struggle
He's there
lenticular.
and he's not.
He's there.
He's there.
He's not.
He's not.
He's not. He's there. He's not. He's there. We're talking about a lenticular that I taped on to cover my top 6, my chopsticks. And
it fits perfectly, which is great. Okay, this is my board. I took a little bit of a different approach. I put a trash can on it because everything behind this trash can is trash.
Trash. This is not trash. He is
trash.
covering the trash.
He's covering the trash. He's like making it better.
He's like, I don't want this stuff to hurt you. Instead, look at me.
Exactly. And I'm just telling you how it is, telling you what this is.
To describe for the list, we are both holding up clipboards with our chopsticks listed, and Becca's has a beautiful, classic, silver trash can covering her answers, which it's like the one that the garbage monster from like Sesame Street pops out of. And mine is sugar.
And I'm using sticky notes to hold it up because I don't have masking tape. So listeners are also missing out on this beautiful board that I have. Yeah,
we're very resourceful. And we use Comic Sans because this might be someone's pet peeve.
Yeah.
Also, I had to print mine out in blue because my black ink ran out, which is why you don't see the table's lines. We make do with what we have, guys. Clearly, we're not sugar babies, if you watched the last episode.
Yeah, clearly, yeah. This is what you're going to have to deal with today.
All right, Becca, are you ready to begin?
Am I beginning? No, you can start.
Ready? So this is our number 6 of chopsticks pet peeves.
I'm scared it's going to fall. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Ooh,
what does yours say?
Mine says being gross. Coughs and hands.
Mine says the button presser, and I'll give you context of what that means later.
All right, so we shall now explain why these are our pet peeves. I can go first. I'm very neat freak, and I'm very germophobic, even before COVID. So this has always been a pet peeve of mine when people cough and don't cover their mouths. I have heard things before like, I'm not contagious, it's fine. No. When you cough, germs come out of your mouth and it's going to land in someone's face or hands or surface that someone else is going to touch. So please cover your mouth. And sneezes too. So sometimes when I walk on the street and people sneeze and they don't cover it, I walk into their cloud of sneeze and I can smell it. It's nasty. Mm-hmm. I'm sure some of you out there understand. Becca totally knows. Like, smelling someone's sneeze plume is one of the most disgusting things ever.
Yes, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
You're smelling their saliva, and you just know. You know that it's entering your body.
Yeah, you know that it made its way up your pharynx already.
it's like a confirmation. You're like, oh, maybe it went in. No, like
No.
you know it went in.
And you
Now
know
you're
it's
thinking about it.
definitely from someone else's nose because
Yeah.
you know what that smells like. And I also put hands because the number of people I see who don't wash their hands after using the washroom, I don't care
Yeah.
if you just went in the stall and you couldn't go. You touched the stall handle. You touched the door. You have to wash your hands because people who use the washroom also touch that. You have to. Like, I don't understand. Like, I see 40-year-olds not doing that, and I'm just like, how? Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
But listeners, we
definitely
know that
see.
you're clean, so you don't fall in this category.
I'm
Right?
honestly surprised this is not higher on her list. I'm surprised this is number 6. Like, I don't know what the rest is then.
The rest gets
If that's
worse.
number 6.
All right, Becca.
Yeah.
Please explain to me
Okay.
what yours means.
The button presser. So this is the person. Let's just
Oh.
paint the picture. Okay, Okay, so you're you're waiting for the elevator. You press the button already.
Yeah.
You already pressed the button. It's lit up. Someone comes by. They're walking along. They see it's pressed. They stand in front of it. They press it not just once, but they're constantly pressing.
Beep, 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 beep.
They're like spazzing the button. They're so angry and they're spazzing the button.
Yeah.
That annoys me.
This is why
First of all-
we have elevator repairmen, because of you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, you don't think I'm smart enough to press the button? This is also true for if we're crossing the street for the crosswalk. I press the button. It's lit up. It's red. You can tell. Everyone can tell. Everyone is standing here. They see that I press the button like a good citizen. Someone walks along. Someone walks along again, presses the button again, and not just presses it, but continuously presses it.
It's not gonna make it come faster, bro.
It doesn't come faster.
Sometimes
It really
buttons don't
doesn't.
even do that. It's just an illusion.
I know. So that really grinds my gears.
It does too.
That really grinds my gears.
I bet all of Becca's
Yeah.
are gonna grind my gears, even if they're not the same. Like, they're definitely gonna be one of
Yeah.
my pet peeves.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
my
the washing hands thing is very gross.
That your button pressing about the street one actually reminded me of one of my favorite street buttons, and
Okay.
it's in Boston, and it's just all of the Boston ones, Boston, US. Basically, when you press it and it's time for you to go, it's like, I forgot the word it says, but it says go, walk, 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 and then it goes da 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 da. It's so
Really?
funny. All of them are like that. So if you don't press the button, it won't go like that. But when you press it and it's time for you to go, it goes like da 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 walk, da 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 walk.
Oh wow! So I guess it's for people who
Like
have
audio,
hearing
yeah.
impairments. Yeah,
Exactly.
That's good. That's good. I know some of them in here. They're not the best here, to be
Yeah,
honest.
not all of them beep. Some of them do, but not all of them.
Yeah, it's not very consistent. So it's kind of need to do better in that front for sure to be more accessible.
Yes.
Okay, so that's number
All right,
6.
that's number 6. Okay, we got to modify our little sketchy boards.
5 hours later.
Honestly,
Okay, ready?
in my top 6, I don't really know how to rank them. You know what I mean? They're just
Yeah,
there.
me too.
All right.
Same. But I tried my best, and this is what I came up with as my order.
Exactly.
Okay,
Let's go.
Ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. The subway stranger.
Oh, mine is the wall walkers.
Oh, okay. So let me explain mine.
Yes.
The subway stranger is the person that you're in an empty subway car. Okay, no one else is there. Subway stranger comes by, decides to sit right beside you. Why?
Yeah.
There's so many seats. There's not just like one other seat available. There's like the whole cart is empty. Why are you sitting beside me?
Why?
I mean, yeah, like why? They don't say anything. They're not even trying to like be my friend or anything. They just decide to sit there.
Maybe they
And then
need
now
human
I'm
interaction.
Blocked. Oh, maybe their love language is physical touch. No, that's too close. If you're touching me
No.
on the
I'm
subway,
gonna
that is too close.
run. Running through Versailles.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get that.
So,
Anyone touching me on the subway or coming close to me for no reason, I get sketched out. Like,
Me too. Me too.
Give them the side eye, like, what's up? What's up, bro?
Yeah, being in a subway is an uncomfortable experience.
This reminds me. Before I explain wall walkers, it reminds me of a situation I met on the subway. It was like on the subway platform, and I was waiting for the subway. Then some guy just comes up to me and grabs my shoulder, and he just says hi, and I'm like, please don't. So I like shrug him off, like I didn't say anything, and then he keeps following me. He keeps following me and grabs at my shoulder, trying to touch me. And then I was really scared, and I was like looking around. There were other people there. It was like rush hour, so after work time. And then I made eye contact with so many people, but no one helped me. And I was too scared, and I was just like, stop following me. And then right when the subway car came, I made sure he wasn't gonna follow me, and I went in. And
oh my gosh,
at the time I was kind of scared because I was like, hey, if he goes in the subway car, I'm not going to go in, but I also don't want to be on the platform alone. And then, but if he doesn't go in and I go in, it's good, right? So thankfully he stayed on the platform and I went in. But people, please look up bystander intervention training, because I was like a little girl and I was scared, and this guy was trying to touch me and no one helped me.
Did he say anything else to you?
No, he was just like, hi, I couldn't hear what he was mumbling either.
Oh, that's creepy. That's creepy.
Exactly. Wow. So yeah.
I'm glad he didn't follow you in. That would have been harder.
Exactly.
If he was in the subway with you.
Would have been a longer story.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. So wall walkers.
Yeah, what is that?
Wall walkers are people who walk on the subway in a wall. Not the subway, just anywhere. In the subway, on the sidewalk, on the street, in a group. And you can't go past them.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's why I call them wall walkers, because they are inconsiderate to everyone else around them from both directions.
Yep, I hate them too.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
It pisses me off in both directions. When I'm walking towards a group of friends and the side one doesn't move, and I have to go on the bike lane to walk around you, that is too much. And when I'm walking behind you and you guys are walking really, really slow and you're blocking the whole street, you know that you're blocking the whole street, and you guys don't move aside or walk fast, I just can't. It disrupts the flow of traffic. It's like, imagine if you were driving behind rows of cars, a row of cars that's just slow. Like, no, please go into the slow lane.
Yeah.
You know, like, please don't do that.
Yep. Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh my gosh. Just people being obstacles. Same with like people who like purposely block the subway exit door. Why are you standing there?
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
I always move away.
Cart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I would like to apologize. I do like to stand beside the door because it's a nice standing spot where there's a thing you can lean on.
Beside the door is fine, but some people stand like right in the middle of the door.
Yeah, and they hold the little rope thingy. And I'm just like, you don't have to hold the rope thingy if there's no one else in the car.
Yeah, like you can move to the other one, you know?
Yeah.
And then there's like the ones that like the door opens, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's the other side where the door is not opening. Like you can stand in the middle
of the other
that
door.
One.
Yeah.
In the middle. Like you don't have to stand at that one.
Exactly.
I cannot. So yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Mm-hmm. Blockers in general, you know?
Yeah, blockers.
3, 2, 1.
Mainstream phobia.
Oh. Mine is mansplaining.
Ooh, that's on my list, but it's higher up. Go for it. All
right, so
I'm going to say the same thing after.
Well, we can just talk about mansplaining together since it's on your list as well.
Oh, okay, sure. So I'm going to talk about mainstream phobia.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
This is the person who just like purposely rejects anything that's mainstream.
I'm hipster.
Just like, I'm so much better than you because I don't listen to anything mainstream. Or anything, not even like listen to anything mainstream, like anything mainstream.
Ed Sheeran?
I won't download TikTok because it's mainstream.
Yeah. And Instagram, I barely post because it's mainstream.
It's mainstream. Or I don't watch like those blockbuster movies. I only watch like indie
films from Europe. BTS,
and
overrated, mainstream.
Yeah. I can't listen to that. Oh my god, you listen to like radio music? I can't.
No, thank you. 100, that's disgusting.
They're so bad. There's like nothing good there.
Yeah, all the songs are just, I wish that we could just go back to like listening to the Beatles.
I wish we had more clout for independent artists, but like not too much clout, because then I won't like it anymore. But just like, enough clout.
Exactly.
They don't get enough appreciation.
And like, I like to shop at boutique stores where everything is handmade and yeah. Okay, I'm sorry if this is you. I'm sorry if you like these things, okay? But that's not what we're trying to say.
It's like the fact that you're trying so hard, not you exactly.
Those
this person, those people try so hard to not like these things, and on top of that, like put you down for liking those things, make you feel bad for it. I think that's the part that is triggering me, when they like purposely try to like put you down and while like talking about their thing, they're like, oh, I'm like, that's like so bad. You listen to like really garbage music.
Tim Hortons coffee, Starbucks, I only go for pure roasted from Ethiopia, hand-picked and ethical, and I get it on my own from the direct source so that you don't have to pay extra.
For real. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I also can't stand them.
Pet peeve.
Yeah, it's a pet peeve. Because like there's nothing wrong with liking these things at all.
Exactly.
And there's something wrong if you end up hurting someone else's feelings when expressing your like for your things. And there's something that also rubs me the wrong way if you're purposely avoiding something so that it doesn't mess up with your image, right?
Yeah,
like you're the one missing out on good content. It's mainstream for a reason, right? Some things are popular because they're actually good. And I think you should give things a chance and don't just say, I'm not going to try this because everyone else is doing it. It doesn't make me cool. Yeah. No one cares if you're cool or not.
Exactly. And it's just, liking mainstream stuff is cool too.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But I'm all for like having your own interests in things and like listening to things that aren't mainstream. This is mostly just people who put others down for liking things that are mainstream. Because I listen to a lot of mainstream stuff, so...
We both I believe, Becca, you may consume stuff that's not mainstream either, right? As well. Sometimes?
I want to say like 95% of the stuff I listen to is mainstream.
That's okay. Yeah.
Or like stuff that, like things I do. So yeah.
Yeah. I
it's
understand
like mostly
both.
Mainstream. No?
Exactly. I listen to a lot of mainstream and also a lot of non-mainstream, and I don't see why people are fighting. Okay, both sides are nice. I love both of them.
Exactly. So yeah,
very nice. I like that.
That's my number 4.
It's also on my list. Okay. Somewhere on my list too. Well, no, not on my top 6, but it's on my list of pet peeves. All right, we can both chip in on mansplaining.
Yeah, when it
comes. So we'll wait for that one. All right. Hey, we're already at number 4. Wow, we're on number 3 now. Oh, yeah. Oh,
okay.
Yes.
Also, I would like to say that, like, my bottom, like 4 to 6, those are pet peeves that I don't mind when people have it. Like, I could still be kind of friends with them. You know, I could like tolerate it. But then, like, my top 3 are... I just can't. I really cannot tolerate these.
Very good, very good. All of mine,
so these are, like,
I would say...
big, like, red flags.
I know people with all of these traits. It would be nice if you didn't have them, but we'll see when we get there. We'll see when we get there.
Calling you guys out. Sorry.
But if we're calling you out, it could be a wake-up call for you to work on it, you know? And if you have any extra pet peeves, please put them down below and rage with us.
Also, we're not saying, like, we don't do any.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we might do things that really annoy you guys.
So like, do this podcast and promote it all the time.
Yeah. All I post on your stories.
It's podcast.
Whatever.
Ugh. Nasty. So annoying.
They're so... Oh my god. I hate seeing
that
a new
BBT.
episode is out.
Oh my god. And, like, their little trailers are so long.
And they don't even drink BBT. Like,
on the podcast. Like, come on. And all they talk about is BTS. I'm sorry, that's my fault. All right. Ready for number 3?
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, 3.
Okay.
2,
3, 2,
1.
1. Say yours.
Chronic lateness.
Mine is one upper.
Oh! They both hurt.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh,
Chronic
yeah.
lateness.
Chronic lateness. Okay, dude.
What is that? Tell me more about that.
I
think
like
I have an
to
idea.
Right, I like to be on time. And I like to show up maybe 5 minutes before something starts. People who are chronically late get on my nerves because it is a disrespect of other people's time. When you show up late, you're initially telling me that your time is not as valuable as mine. I will show up when I want, and I know this is probably not your intention or not the late person's intention, but I think they should put more effort into being on time because it takes away from other people's time. Other people will be waiting longer for you. Other people have prepped before you to wait there doing nothing. And it bothers me because it's disrespectful. And this is basically the root of all my pet peeves, is that you shouldn't be disrespectful. And chronic lateness, the reason why it's so high on my list, like it's number 3, is because I guess like because I get triggered easily and then it just ruins my mood throughout our experience. So, right?
Okay.
Because when I wait
sense.
for someone for over 10 minutes or something and they didn't give me an explanation, like if you're going to tell me that, yes, I have whatever going on and this is why I'm late, even on the way, that's fine because you have an explanation for it and it's a one-off thing. But if it's all the time, and people always tell me this, if you know they're always late, then you should just show up later. Okay, well then why would you even choose a time? Why would you even have a schedule then? If I'm just going to schedule things later just for you. No, it should be on the person who is always late to start getting ready earlier. And then I watch a lot of Chinese dating shows for fun because they're really funny, right? And then the girls are always like, I take 3 hours to get ready. Would you be patient enough to wait for me? If I were the guy, I'd be like, hell no. Like, you should be getting ready 3 hours before the meeting time. I'm not going to sit there and wait for you for 3 hours. And then the guys are always like, yeah, I definitely will be okay with that. No, you will not. Don't lie to me. Yeah. So
Wow.
that pisses me off too. When I see that on the dating shows, I'm just like,
would not. You would not. I'm out. If you're making me wait, I'm gone.
No,
I'm gone.
I'm gone. Also, maybe because like I tend to occupy my schedule with a lot of things. So making me late for something and I have to wait for someone for something is all the time. It's just no, and I give up on that person.
Wow.
That was my long rant. I clearly do feel very strongly about this.
Chronic lateness. Oh my gosh. Me coming late to these podcast episodes?
No, it's because
it's over.
It's just I have.
She's ending the podcast.
Yeah,
on the spot.
no. Becca's not going to be hosting this anymore with me, and then we're just going to go off and start our own podcast on this.
And then we're just gonna be like making response videos, reacting to each other. Because she's gonna post one, and then I'm gonna post one the next week and be like, so I watched Quilly's podcast,
and I hated it, and she's just so rude to me. She like accused me of all these things.
Just because I came like 10 minutes late to our podcast recording episode, and I didn't let her know beforehand, and she was angry. Okay, yeah. But I'm so sorry, my friend, if I've ever came late.
No. The thing is, I need to explain properly. It is not that I don't want to call anyone out, but I have waited hours for people, and these people reoffend. And I like it's if the wait is over 30 minutes with no, like literally no explanation, and they've done it before, that's when it pisses me off. And it's not like 10 minutes, 30 minutes is fine too, because like we understand circumstances behind each other's lateness. But if I don't understand, you're literally living by yourself or whatever, you have a car, like you had no plans in the morning, that's when it bothered me, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
You don't have family concerns, stuff like that. So don't worry about that.
Okay.
chronic lateness affects me the most when we're meeting at a physical place. So when we're meeting to eat or we're meeting to go somewhere on time, you're meeting for food and I'm hungry, combined with Quilly's hangriness, dude, that is not a good show. That is like me being passive aggressive for the next hour. That's the tea on chronic lateness.
That's the tea on chronic lateness.
I gotta take a deep breath.
Mine is the one-upper. So this is the person that like every time you tell them something, they just like want to one-up you for whatever reason. Yeah. I don't know why. Yeah. They just want to be like one step ahead of you. You say, "Oh yeah, like I finished my assignment yesterday," and they'll be like, "I finished
last month,
2 days ago, and I finished it in like 30 minutes."
Yeah, or I have depression. I have depression and anxiety problems.
Oh my god, yeah. That,
I have childhood trauma. I had so much childhood trauma. I lived in
Yeah, all the time. Oh my god.
I have homework. Oh my god, what? You have homework? Guess how many assignments I have?
Oh my god, this is like engineering.
Becca getting triggered real hard right now.
This is engineering for you, okay?
Yeah,
they're all like this. They're all like this.
We are engineering students too. We can say this.
We can say this. We see this all the time. Mm-hmm. So if you ever see an interaction between one engineering student, one non-engineering student, it usually goes like this. Non-engineering student, "Oh my gosh, I'm so stressed out. I have so much work to do." Engineering student, "You think you have so much work to do? Try having 30 hours of class. Have you had like 30 hours of class and an exam to study for? I don't think so. And I had to stay up all night last night coding for my robot. And I had to build the robot myself. And I had to solder it. Have you ever used a soldering iron before?
I guess not, because it's too advanced for you. You might just solder your finger off." Guys.
Oh my god.
We don't need to compete to see who has a more rough life, okay?
Exactly.
You need to understand that everyone has struggles in their lives, and your struggles are not more validated than someone else's struggles.
Exactly. You don't know what's going on in their life. Mm-hmm. You might be like, you might be living on campus. They might be commuting. They might have like home things to take care of.
Exactly. They might have actual like issues that are not visible to your naked eyes. Everyone has that. Even within engineering, like that happens too. Within different disciplines, people will say, "Oh my god, chem is so easy. Try blank discipline."
Oh, you think your third year is hard?
Look at how many courses I have. The right response to this, guys, is, "Oh my god, I feel so sorry for you. Do you want to like talk about something that's not school to take your mind off the stress?" And not, "Oh my god, I have it worse than you." Or you know what's worse?
Yeah.
You know what's worse? Yeah. When someone says, they have it worse than us, so we shouldn't be complaining. Mm-hmm. What do you mean? Someone else has it worse than me, so I can't have feelings?
Yeah. It's gaslighting. This is gaslighting, guys. Mm-hmm. Don't partake in that. Yeah. That is not good.
Yeah. Exactly. It's on my list. Oh, that's in my top 10. That's in my top 10. One-uppers.
Ooh, one-uppers. I cannot handle. Okay.
You play two more. Violin. I play violin, flute, piano, and the harpsichord.
Oh, you've coded before? I've been coding since I was like 10 years old. Yeah. And I actually like owned my first computer when I was 5. And I actually considered it, but then like I just didn't have the resources at the time. But I totally, like if I started coding when I was 5 years old, I probably could be Steve Jobs.
Yeah, and like I had the idea of Bookface before Mark Zuckerberg even thought about it.
You said Bookface?
Yeah, I did.
I thought that was something new, and you said Mark Zuckerberg, and I was like, wait, hold on a second. Did I hear that correctly?
I said that because there was an episode of The Office where Jim, it was Halloween, and Jim wrote book across his face because he wanted to be Facebook. But then, like, Daryl came by, and he was like, "Oh, what's your costume, Bookface?" And he was like, "Yes, I am Bookface, the popular social media market website. Which is why I said Bookface.
That's so funny. That's so
And
funny.
then your reaction, I love it.
That's so funny. I did not see that coming. Okay.
All right, number two.
It's getting crazy now. Okay.
Number two.
Getting real triggered now. Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1. Da da da. Mansplaining.
Mansplaining. Mine is bush beaters.
Ooh. Okay. Okay, you go first, and then we'll talk about mansplaining together.
Okay. So bush beaters are people who do not get directly to the point. And this triggers me because 1, this wastes everybody's time. And 2, there is no 2. You're just wasting everybody's time. Like
2, you're wasting everyone's time.
I know that coming to terms with your own opinions is really hard. You know, I understand that some people, it takes time to build up their thoughts, but please don't beat around the bush. Okay, I just want to hear what you want to say, and if you get it over with, we can get to the solution faster. Because sometimes people beat around the bush because they don't want to confront whatever is going to happen when they say it, or they you know, just I don't know. Because I am a very bush beater. I'm a very non-bush beater. I just get to the point.
I agree.
And right? Because when you're in a meeting or something, you just want to talk about the important elements. You don't want to beat around the bush and ask, hey, what do you mean? You know? No one needs to waste time on trying to figure out what you're trying to say. And this often is coupled with passive aggression.
Yes. Oh my god.
Exactly. Bush beating leads to passive aggressiveness because you will be like, hey, you know that like whatever around whatever and like kind of like this kind of behavior, like just say it. Just say what type of behavior you're talking about and who you're talking about, and then we can go and solve the problem. And it won't lead to any passive aggression, and it won't lead to any negative interactions with other people. Just say it. And it makes you feel so much better once you say it too. So please do not beat around the bush, especially if you're talking to me, because sometimes when I sense that someone is bush beating, I will straight up ask them, what are you trying to say? And then it makes them feel very awkward because I caught their bush beating. So don't bush beat around me, guys.
Yeah, I agree. I hate that.
Yeah.
Even like when you ask someone a question and then they're just like not directly answering it.
Bush beating.
Bush beating.
Just answer the question.
Yeah, honestly.
All right.
Okay. Mansplaining. What is mansplaining, Quilly?
Why are you asking me? Okay, so let me be very honest with all y'all here. When people ask me for definitions of things, I find that very hard because it's just a feeling that you get in your heart. But let me try to explain.
Right, I don't even know how to explain it either.
Okay, so I actually did look up the definition of mansplaining before, and from what I can remember, it's usually given an example of context in the workplace, and I hope that this will help you guys understand too. Mansplaining is when a man is in a position either equal to you or below you as a woman, and they are trying to explain a concept to you as if you don't know. And this usually stems from misogyny and sexism. And then I know some of you haters out there are going to listen to this and be like, oh, but they might actually know the topic more. That's not what we're talking about, okay? We'll go into examples.
This is like basic concepts that everyone knows, and then they're going out of their way to explain it to you and be really condescending to you to get their point across and just to show their power or not. Power and like, position over you.
Yeah, it feeds their ego because they're like, oh, I definitely know this more than you. Women? Mm-mm. Do you have some examples of mansplaining?
I don't have any. I couldn't think of an example specifically.
Okay, so I didn't have any examples for... okay, I kind of do. I don't have too many workplace examples because fortunately in the places that I've worked, I have not really been mansplained to. But I know friends who have had mansplaining situations, and I will tell you one right now. So I'm sorry, you can probably hear screaming outside. I don't know what's going on. But there's this girl woman who was in a group with 5 other guys, and they were doing a group project, engineering group project.
Oh, yeah.
And when she brought up her ideas on how she wanted to design whatever they were working on, they immediately said that her idea was wrong. There was no way that could work. And they didn't even listen to her. And these guys are classmates. They've been taking the same courses and they know the same thing. And they said no. And guess what they told her to do? They said, why don't you write the document? Why don't you format it and make it look pretty? And then they had the... I almost swore. But they had the audacity to not invite her to their group meetings so that they could discuss this topic without her. And I'm just like, excuse me?
Yeah.
You're not even going to consider her idea. You're not going to debate about it. You're just saying your idea is invalid because you are a woman.
Yeah. It's upsetting. Yeah, it's common. Unfortunately it's very common in STEM because STEM has a low percentage of women.
Yeah.
So Quilly and I are fortunate to not have had a situation like that, specifically in school.
In industry or school, yeah.
Yeah. But it is on our list because we see it happen. And I guess like even for like day-to-day things, like small things, it's like so there's presence of mansplaining and it's very triggering.
I have some examples of stuff that's happened to me that's not quite mansplaining in the context that we defined it in, because we defined it in like workplace, professionalist, but I have examples of when I was treated as like a woman, if you know what I mean. I'll tell you a story. It was when I was in first year and I was exploring downtown Toronto and I went into this cute little gift shop. I think you know this one. And the owner likes to talk to people. Like he likes to like blah, blah, blah. So he was talking to the patrons and then he talked to me and asked me like what I was studying because obviously I look like a student. And I told him that I was studying engineering. And he had the audacity to say, you are a woman. You should do something else that's more suited to you.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I can call out this store. Do you want me to call out the store?
You can go for it.
Sarah and Tom on Yonge Street around Wellesley. And he was like, you should do something that's more like suited for you. Engineering's like all male and it's like for men. I'm just like, excuse me. And I was in first year, so I didn't talk back to him. But on reflection, I would have said, mind your own business. The world is changing. And something like that. I could have bitch slapped him too, but yeah.
Oh my God.
That stuff has happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know if that's really mansplaining, but
it's not. Yeah. It's just like an example
like
of
misogynist
people.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like But the thing is, I would like to say that some of you male listeners out there, you may not know that you're mansplaining. Because I have been mansplained to before on some topics, and the people would say that when I approach them and be like, I think you're mansplaining here, and then they would say like, oh, that's not my intention. And I'm just like, yes. So from now on, maybe be a little bit more mindful of when you're trying to teach someone about something you think they may not know about, just because, it probably doesn't consciously come across their mind that they are making this woman feel uncomfortable by explaining the obvious, which is like, come on.
Yeah.
But it's something, it's conscious communication that will make things better. So we're not going to accuse you straight up. And if you acknowledge that it has hurt someone's feelings when someone approaches you about it, that's fine too. You're learning. But just please be mindful when you're talking to someone about something.
Yep. I agree. I think mine also goes beyond just like men or like males, you know? It's just anyone. Just like if you are like trying to be condescending to me to explain a topic to me that like I kind of already know, and then go like you should, you know, you should be grateful, or like you should feel proud about this, you know, like trying to make me, you know, feel a certain way or like react a certain way, then that's a really big red flag for me. It's like I am entitled to feel how I feel, or like react how I reacted. Like, oh, you should have, you know, done this instead, and then make you feel like really bad about it after it happened already. When it's like, you know, it's like, yeah, I did it. It happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
so yeah.
No one should feel the way that you think they should feel. Once you start thinking that, oh, this person's opinions, like, they shouldn't feel that way. No, stop yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone is like different. Everyone thinks differently. So
Yeah.
you don't have to like explain like, oh, like you should feel happy because this thing happened, and like you should be grateful because at least you're not like this and in this type of situation, and then try to explain why I should not feel like this, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Yeah. That is gaslighting. So I think mansplaining combined with gaslighting is just a no-go for me. Big red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red flags everywhere. I also don't really appreciate it when it's kind of related to mansplaining. I don't appreciate it when people come along and think they know stuff about me and they make assumptions.
Oh, assume, yeah.
This is kind of to do with mansplaining because obviously that person assumed that you didn't know about whatever topic they're going to talk about, right? So they think they know you, and then they're like, I think you should do this to like improve your life. I think you should engage in whatever activity because blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, honestly, you don't know the real me. And I will consider it, but I don't. And then the thing is, like, when people can't read signals either, like, obviously when you're talking to someone, you can see that when they're starting to get irritated, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't stop, that's a sign that your EQ needs some help. I'm sorry. I keep using the word you, but I'm obviously not pointing you out as the listener. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
agree.
Don't tell me what to do.
Just don't be condescending. Like, that's my main thing. Like, don't be condescending and don't gaslight someone. Gaslighting is making someone feel like their feelings aren't valid. So that is like the main things. And then like, if someone is like, you know, experienced in a certain field, and then you want to put yourself in a position where you like seem like you're like better than them, like one-upping again, because like mansplaining sometimes is also comes in a form of like one-upping sometimes, often, to show that they're better than you. So just be mindful of trying to constantly be like better than other people, especially, I guess not especially women, like everyone, just everyone, just like don't have to always be on top. And I think this has a lot to do with what's it called, toxic masculinity. Just
Oftentimes you hear like people's stories of mansplaining in the context of the workplace. It would be a female MD, a doctor, gets mansplained by her coworkers, or even patients who question if she can do her job. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
respect your female coworkers. They are there for the same reason why you are there, and not because they are women.
Exactly. Oh my God, yeah.
We talked about that before in a previous episode.
We talked about that too. Yeah.
Like, they're not there because they're women, because they're pretty. I have heard, that person only got that job because the boss likes them. And it's also really condescending when a boss tells you that you got your job because you're pretty. I am sure there's people out there who hear that all the time, and it's so condescending. Like, what about my brain? What about my abilities?
Exactly.
What about
the
productivity that I bring to this company? None of that?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. And girls,
Yeah.
ladies, if this is happening to you, you know, consider approaching HR or consider leaving the company.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pretty heated topic that annoys us both and triggers
Yes.
us. Yeah.
All right.
A lot. Okay, the last one.
All right.
The most annoying thing.
Yes. Well, yes.
Yes.
All of these things were really annoying.
Yeah, but this is number one. That's number one. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Da, da, da. Thick ego.
Mine is littering.
Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, yeah.
Thick ego.
Disrespect
Would
for
you
the
like to
environment.
go into thick ego?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now that I think my top 3 are all basically very
Similar, yeah.
Yeah, they're all around the same thing about ego. I cannot stand it. Not even a little bit. It's it's really frustrating to me when people think they're above others just because of their position, like what they studied, you know,
That triggered
maybe
me.
their wealth or like how good their family is, family reputation, whatever, name, whatever.
Race.
It really, yeah, anything, race, yeah. Because everyone, okay, I'm thinking of this in the context of like how I've experienced it. So when I experience like thick ego, I've experienced it in the context of like being in STEM. So you hear sometimes in STEM people like talking bad about other people in like other disciplines and other majors because they're not studying STEM. And, you know, it feeds into their ego because we're studying, you know, one of the hardest
Something
programs.
that can be beneficial to society.
It's something that's beneficial to society. And we're constantly being told by others that like, oh my God, like engineering, that is such a hard discipline. That is such a hard program.
I could never do it.
I could never do it, yeah. Which is, okay, it's tough for sure. But I think like everything is hard, okay?
Yep.
I could never go into humanities. Like I could never study that. That is hard for me, right? So it's like relative, you know, perspective. Everybody has their strengths. Everyone has their weaknesses.
Exactly. And I believe that anyone who has a desire to do something can do it. So if you are interested in engineering, you can do it. Like it's not something that are gifted people. It's not for you're not born with an ability to study engineering. I don't know. I just excuse me. Almost choked on air again. But when people say, "Wow, I could never do that. You must be so smart." I always respond to them with, "No, anyone can do it if they want to, and I'm not more smart than other people at all." In fact, my grades say the opposite. But it's just, I totally know what you mean. Like, even in engineering, like, I'm still in engineering right now. We're both engineering graduates. We do see the importance in our work, but we don't see bathing in the ego of your discipline or like your study. We have talked about this before a lot.
We have.
Yeah.
It annoys us a lot. Yeah. I think, okay, there's nothing wrong with having pride in your work and having pride in like what you studied. My problem, just like with the mainstream thing, it's just like putting other people down.
Yes. Or thinking you are better than other people, that you are a higher level of society because of your work.
Exactly. And you're like entitled to things because of that. Which is not.
Exactly. Even through this pandemic, we have seen many examples of this society not being able to function with all the parts of it, right? There's no way that society can move forward, or forward is a weird word, but just like exist without everyone contributing in some way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, okay, if you've watched Interstellar, in that movie, everyone was in STEM, so then they were running out of like farmers, right? So then that guy, Matthew McConaughey's character, had to become a farmer.
Exactly.
because he was in a society that was filled with scientists.
Yep.
So he had to sacrifice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we need everyone
Yep.
to like be in a society, you know? We live in a society.
We live in a society. Hashtag Joker. Good movie. Good movie.
I haven't even seen it, but maybe we'll watch it one day.
Oh, it's
In
good.
our movie
It's kind
list.
of violent though. Gory.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's good. But yeah, totally correct. Big
Yeah.
egos. Big
So
egos
that's
anywhere, to be honest.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
egos at work.
Or anything. I said it in that example because that's the one that I've noticed the most. But for anything, like any type of just being boastful and like putting other people down, that is just
Yeah.
big red flag.
Just being disrespectful to other people. It just doesn't vibe with us.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, and
So, yeah.
mine is being disrespectful to the planet. Littering.
This is a big one for me too.
This doesn't.
Definitely in my top 10.
Yeah. So, I guess within littering, it also covers like just poor environmental treatment in general. But I didn't want to get into too many details about that, so I just put littering. Basically, if I see somebody toss a thing out of their car window or just throw their trash on the floor, I think that person is a savage. I think that person is low, is disrespectful, and I get real pissed. And I pick up their trash and put it in the garbage. I know that they don't see it, but people around me will, and hopefully that'll be an example to pick up after yourself. Because litter is a very small thing, okay? People are going to be like, why are you complaining about something so small, so minuscule? Okay, well, everyone on this planet, if everyone litters, then that's not small anymore. Right?
Exactly.
And
Yep.
it's unbelievable, some people.
Yeah, for real.
This just made me think of something. It's not quite related to littering, but it's related to recycling. So you know how when you recycle like bottles and cans, you rinse it out with water first and then you put it in the recycling? Because first of all, you don't want it to smell, and then it's easier to treat at the facility and stuff like that. Well, I once talked to somebody who said, why would I do that? Their response to me saying, oh, you should rinse the yogurt lid out, the yogurt thing, before you toss it, was, why should I do that? Why should I talk to you? So I stopped talking to that person.
Oh, wow.
The thing is, like, his attitude was so strong that you couldn't even teach him otherwise. So I gave up. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Littering is very... Yeah, it is a small thing, but it means... has a big impact if you think about it.
Right? And you want to keep your community clean. Like, you need to be a part of it. People say, think globally, but act locally. Is this acting locally? If you're complaining about oil and gas companies, blah, 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 but you're littering yourself, that's just hypocritical.
Very hypocritical.
If you're at home, you have kids, your kids leave their toys everywhere, and you yell at them, but you litter, that's hypocritical.
Yeah, I agree.
We hope you guys enjoyed looking at our chopsticks. Chopsticks!
Here it is.
I hope that during this time you were thinking about what your chopsticks pet peeves also were. Please share them with us below, whether you agree with ours, whether you have examples of our pet peeves and stories. Please share them in the comments or put it in our Google form. We have the link on all our platforms. So if you just look at it, go to our beacons link and you will find it there. So please tell us your stories, tell us your pet peeves, and we'll talk about them next time. Maybe we missed something that really, really bothers you, and so please share it with us. But we hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and follow if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and also follow us on Instagram and TikTok.
If you have low attention span, you probably wouldn't have made it this far. So I guess we'll cut this out into a TikTok, but we have all of our fun stuff on TikTok and Reels on Instagram.
And stay tuned for exclusive stuff on there soon.
Exclusive stuff.
Very exclusive. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. See you in whenever we post next.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the BBT pod.
Our music is by our friend at soundcloud.com/mieruko.
See y'all next time.
Bye!